the mama cat was pissing habitually pissing in my bed. Hi, my name is Emoni, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. In this video, I'll literally be telling you the story about when I actually moved in with a stranger. So if you're interested in knowing how crazy this journey was, how it all came about, then keep on watching. And don't judge me, okay? I know I'm crazy. Just don't judge me, all right? Keep on watching. Okay, so quick backstory. I was working in the poker industry in like the Tallahassee area. That's like where I'm from. And I got fired from my job, okay? But luckily, I had already applied and got hired at this brand new poker room that was just opening in the Orlando area. I'm saying like the big cities just so you know like generally where I'm talking about. But just know like it ain't no casino, no poker, nothing in Orlando because of Disney. Like Disney just don't play that, you know. But anywho, so while I was there working in Orlando, I was being extremely strategic and intentional with my moves that I had to make to get where I wanted to be. So with that being said, one of the friends that I made that works for the company that I wanted to ultimately work for helped me get on with this job, and it worked out great. But the kicker is in the poker industry, especially when it comes to like the third party company type thing, if you are already working for the poker room, you can't just work for the third party company in that same poker room. It has to be at a different location. So the other closest location and the next biggest city was Jacksonville, Florida. So I was super excited to, you know, explore Jacksonville. I grew up in a really, really small town. I'm from Quincy, Florida, if you're savvy. And, you know, I just wanted to leave. I wanted to gain my own independence and establish myself somewhere, you know. So that's exactly what I did. So during the hiring process, literally like on the first of the 3 days that we had to come in and do these interviews and these like different tests and stuff, literally like every day it was like somebody was like getting voted off the island. Literally every day it was fewer people, like, you know, people were just getting voted off the island. So on the first day, I ended up meeting this girl named Katie. And when I first saw Katie, I'm just like, wow, like she's super cute, you know. And she was, I assumed that she was, you know, Caucasian, but I later found out that she was actually half Latina. So it was dope. We hit it off. We ended up talking about Beyonce, and I think it came about because she told me that I had hair like Beyonce. You know, most people that see, you know, most non-black people that see a black girl that look half decent, and if she got weave, she's Beyonce. She looks like Beyonce. You know, it's a thing. You know, yeah, it's a thing. So we ended up hitting it off. We ended up talking about Beyonce, and I love Beyonce. For the record, I'm a whole Beehive ambassador. Anybody who knows me knows that. She helped raise me. She was definitely a part of my village, okay? So yeah, after chopping it up about Beyonce, she ended up telling me how her and her boyfriend had just moved into this place, this huge house, and they were trying to find roommates. And I literally didn't think anything more of it after she said it, because she kind of just said it, you know, just to make conversation, because I was telling her about my situation with my boyfriend at the time, and you know, just how I was just super anxious to get to Jacksonville ASAP, you know. So yeah, she just ended up just telling me that, and that was like the newest like venture that her and her boyfriend had conquered. So it was just pretty cool to meet her and stuff. And ultimately she ended up not making it through the interviewing process, and she didn't get the job, which is funny. But anyways, after the interview process is over, I had to travel back and forth from Jacksonville, from Orlando, like twice. I had to travel back and forth from Jacksonville each time we had, you know, a different task or whatever thing we had to meet for during the hiring process. And after I got the job, I came back home, which is, you know, near Tallahassee, came back to Quincy, Florida to grab more of my stuff because, you know, I'm moving to Jacksonville. I got this new job, you know, and I was, you know, a lot of people were not supportive, and a lot of my family, honestly, most of my family just really was not supportive of me making this decision to make this move just because, you know, I didn't have anything set up. But it's just something different, and it's something that's super hard to explain to other people who just who just can't get it. That, you know, you just trust yourself. You know, I trusted myself. I was 20 years old, and I was like, you know what, like, I could do this. Like, I know I'm not gonna let myself fail. So that's what I did. So I literally packed my car up, and I'm driving from Tallahassee to Jacksonville, into my very first day of work, okay? And I don't have a place to live. I had money, and I was prepared to, like, you know, I can, you know, just be in a hotel for maybe like a week or two, like whatever, it's fine. But I knew that I needed to hold on to that money because I needed to put down a deposit for whatever apartment I was going to find, whatever apartment I was going to live in. And of course, I looked for apartments prior to, but literally, Jacksonville is huge. There are several different types of neighborhoods, and they are all portrayed as one way online, if you catch my drift. So, needless to say, some of the places that I was looking at, some places that were in my budget pre-getting this job, were not in safe areas, and I didn't feel comfortable living there, honestly. So I'm literally maybe like an hour and a half into my drive. I have a 2.5-hour drive to Tallahassee. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call Katie. We hit it off so well, like during the interview process, during those couple hours that we even exchanged numbers. You know, so I called her up, and I just had this feeling like, you know, I could trust her. You know, like I felt like this could work out, you know. I had a good gut feeling about it. So I called her, and I'm just like, you know, I tell her my situation. I'm like, I'm literally about to go to work. Today's my first day, and I don't have a place. And, you know, I don't have any friends or family here, you know. I need a place to live. And, you know, I have some money that I can give you if you let me stay in your crib for a few weeks. You know, will you and your boyfriend let me, you know, room with you guys for a few weeks? You know, like, you know. And she was so sweet and so supportive and just so warm, you know. She was super supportive in what I was going to do. As far as the job, she knew it was a great job and a great opportunity. And she was just all for, you know, just supporting me. And she barely even knew me. It's crazy. And she was just like, so do you want to drive? Do you want to come in before you go to work or after? I was like, well, I don't have time, you know, because it's like an hour from your house to my job. So, you know, I have to drive straight to work. I'll have to come after I get off. And she's like, all right, perfect. So just call me when you're close. I'll send you the address, blah, blah, blah. So I get to work, literally exhausted, you know, but it was a great first day. I made a great, you know, first impression. And luckily my supervisors were so cool that they didn't make me stay like a whole shift. You know, like literally my car was packed up in the parking lot in a poker room, like a big poker room, you know. So luckily I only had to work like 6 hours. So I'm driving to her house, which is an hour away, you know, and I'm just nervous as freak, you know. I have never lived with anybody other than my family for real, you know. And here I am about to literally trust some people that I don't know, you know, and I don't know where they live, you know. So it was just a lot. It was a lot going on in my brain, a lot of psyching myself out, you know, and I just thank God that when I pulled up, it was a beautiful neighborhood, and it was a beautiful, big 2-story brick home, and a lot of my inhibitions were relieved, okay? Whew. All right. So I get out, and her boyfriend, they greet me, and 2 of their dogs come out too, and they're big dogs, you know. I think one was a a Labrador, and I forgot the breed of the other. I think it was like a pit bull or something. And her boyfriend, you know, I'm meeting him for the first time, you know. And he just looked super duper intimidating, you know. He was a big guy, stood maybe like 5'11", 6 feet, okay. He had a bald head, and he ain't have no facial hair nowhere else, like nowhere, you know. But he had one patch of hair right here, and he had on a wife beater, you know. So it was just, you know, it was just like, hi, you know, hi, you know. It was a very, I gave a very, very joyful, enthusiastic hello, and, you know, just smile. I'm nice, I'm safe, you know. You don't have to, you know, defend yourself, you know. I'm good, everything's good, you know. I try to give all of that in my hello and in my smile. So I end up moving, you know. I finally get into the house, and at first glance, you know, everything is great. It looks great. It's a, you know, a nice big house. And I could tell it was one of those houses that had kind of been there for a while. Like, it had some history to it. Like, but I loved it. Like, it was super charming. Like, if I could live in that house, like, if I could go buy that house, I would buy it type, you know. But anywho, I go in, and then I noticed that there are 3 cats, you know. Like, there are 3 little kittens, you know, running around. And then I see the mom cat, you know. And I'm like, oh, wow, like, you have a lot of pets. That is so cool, you know. And me, I'm the only child. I've only lived with, like, I think I had, 2 cats before my whole life. And I was just, you know, I was just like, you know what, whatever. I had made up in my mind that whatever I had to take, whatever I had to deal with, I was going to deal with it because it was for the greater good, okay? I was on my way to having my own apartment and establishing myself in Jacksonville, Florida, you know, at this great, fun, amazing job, you know. I was there for a total of 3 weeks. This, wherever it is, this is a picture of my room. It was actually like an office. It didn't even have a door. But, you know, I stayed there for really cheap. I think she only took a total of like, $600 from me. You know, during the whole time that I was there. So it was, you know, not the best living situation. And considering the pets, it was super new and crazy for me. There would be times where I would come home from working like 12, 13-hour shifts. And the job that I had working in a poker room is super vigorous on the brain, okay? You got numbers running in and out of your head constantly, repetitively. And it's just a lot. So when you're off from work, you're tired, you're exhausted physically and mentally, you know? And I would come home and I would get in my bed and I would smell piss, you know? And lo and behold, the cat, the mama cat, was pissing habitually pissing in my bed. So I come home maybe like 2 to 3 nights a week. Literally, okay? 2 to 3 nights a week, and having to pick up my laundry, pick up all the linen on the bed, go wash it, wait for it to dry, then make the bed for me to lay down and go to sleep. It was crazy, you know, but all in all, I was safe there. Katie and her boyfriend, they were sweet to me. They never made me feel like I was a burden. There was one time that I got mail sent to that house because I'm in Jacksonville. I don't have no friends, no family. Like, I have to get my mail somewhere, you know. And I think I was getting like the employee handbook and like maybe some information about my benefits and stuff through the mail. And after I moved out, I only stayed there for 3 weeks. The day I was leaving, Katie ended up telling me, she was like, after you got your mail delivered here, we just assumed you're going to be here for months. Because when people started getting mail somewhere, they live there. And it's crazy because people were really mooch off of people, you know, like that was a cool like little setup. People were really mooch off of people, you know, like that was a cool like little setup. You know, it wasn't the best, it wasn't the greatest situation, you know, and it, you know, it's just people that, you know, just are different from me, like, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I still had to adapt, and I was there. I had a plan going into Jacksonville. I had a plan going into that house, going into that room. And I made up my mind that I was only going to be there for a short amount of time, and I was going to get my new apartment. And that's exactly what I did. So all in all, it worked out. I was there for only 3 weeks. I was able to go after the first time I got paid. And the only reason it was 3 weeks was because when I came into work, I was coming like at the end of the pay period or something. So I had to wait like a few weeks to get paid, which is the worst when you get a new job. So, luckily, I went, put my deposit down on my apartment. I had my own 1-bedroom apartment. It was so cute. If I have any footage of it, I'll try to insert it. I lived in Jacksonville for about 1.5 years until I moved on to where I am now, what I'm doing now. And it was a blessing. I went and paid my deposit, got my lights turned on, went set up an appointment for AT&T to come out and set up my internet, you know, got me an air mattress. Like, it was lit. Like, it was absolutely lit. And the best thing about it was at the end of the day, I did not listen to people putting their own insecurities and their own fears onto me, because I'm me at the end of the day. I know me at the end of the day. And I know that I would never let myself fail no matter what. And that's just the type of person I am. And I just want you to know that if you have a plan to go somewhere and start some new venture, whether it's, you know, freelancing or, you know, whatever, if it's college, whatever it is, do it. You hold the reins of your life, of your destiny. And if you have dreams that you want to accomplish, it's only on you to make those dreams come true. So, yeah, that was a story about when I literally moved in with a stranger. But that stranger is now one of my best friends. We still talk to this day. We're still close to this day. She actually just had a little baby. And yeah, it was great. I'll try to insert a picture of us so you can, you know, see her and see me and how much we smile together and just how much fun we have. But it was a great experience, and I'm super happy that it was part of my journey, and it's nothing that I would change about my journey, because everything that I've ever been through, good or bad, has led me to where I am today. And today I am happy, I am healthy, thank God, and I plan to make it my business to always do what I want to do, because I trust myself. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Bye!